Hello and welcome to the show. Now, one class of vehicle that I have been looking forward to messing around with plenty on Forza Horizon 3 is the racing buggies. You see, we've had the likes of the stadium trucks, the trophy trucks and various rally vehicles before in Horizon 2, for example, the Ram Runner and so on. But we've never had the proper racing buggies, but now they are here in Forza Horizon 3. We have 4 of them to go testing with. I've had been so much to be doing and so much to be distracted by on Horizon 3. This is the first time I'm really going to properly sit down and race with these and figured I might as well make a video of it. We're going to be starting with the Illumicraft. It comes in orange and black from standard. What more could you possibly want from a racing vehicle? I've set up a championship for these. I did start recording this and then it crashed so halfway through the first race, so we're going to start again and we're going to quit the championship and then we're going to start the championship anew. We have the FailRace Buggy Championship across 4 events to use each of the 4 different buggies. I have set this up so there are a couple of point-to-point races with the point-to-point one finishing where the circuit race begins, so we don't have to spend any extra time driving in between events. The 4 buggies that we have to choose from in Horizon 3, the Illumicraft, the Aerial Nomad, the Collar, that's what I'm going to call it anyway, and the Golf Buggy. Yes, I know, it's a Polaris. It still looks like a souped-up golf buggy, and that is what I'm going to end up calling it. I think these two actually interest me. I'm assuming they're from the same class because they have, well, identical engines and the same weight, which I assume is the weight, the kind of minimum weight for the class. However, there's a big PI difference between the pair of them, like a pretty sizable PI difference, and as far as the actual kind of stats go, the Collar is a little bit down on speed, but much better on launch. Got a little bit slower top speed, a little slower accelerating, but much better launch than the Illumicraft, and everything else is fairly identical on them. So, yeah, that's interesting PI gap between them. Anyway, we're going to start our first race. I do like the amount of lights going on at the front of this vehicle. Interesting array it's got going on up there. I've also chosen to run these races mostly in daylight. I found when I did the V8 supercar rallying, when it got to night, it's very, very dark. It's quite atmospheric the night on Horizon 3, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to videos, very dark, very difficult to see what on earth is going on. Right, we are off. The golf buggies will come soaring past. They are stupendously fast, accelerating, being the only all-wheel drive vehicle in the field, and being, well, quite highly modified. So they start off in C-Class, they will get modified up to match the class of the vehicles that I am driving, which means they are now quite highly modified, makes them ridiculously fast getting going. But I'm going to be really quick through that section. That'll make up all of the positions, and EK's actually leading the way. I think Team All-Star's a little bit spread out in this. We've got 2 golf buggies to try and find a way past. They've got good acceleration. They seem to be lacking in terms of straight line speed. The front of our buggy very nearly lifting up off of the ground. That's a big jump. That's a big jump. That is a very cool section. I like that section immensely. Now, these buggies have very short gear ratios. The brief bit of driving I've done with this one, yeah, you spend a fair bit of time buzzing in the limiter, although apparently everything else is struggling just as much as me. Oh, we have to do some heavy braking for a corner. Yeah, they spend a fair bit of time in the limiter. They are pretty damn good fun to drive, though. There is quite a lot of grip in them when you're on the dirt. You can really chuck it about, and because you're not really ever going faster than about 120 something miles an hour, you can really throw these around the corners, and most turns are going to be flat out. In these, that's okay, that's quite a scary side of the floor. We're fine, we survived that. We're still being chased down by 2 golf carts. I think we are. I probably shouldn't be that far off course, not a good idea to be going over there. Well, it's not so much going to be slow me down, being on slightly outside of the track here, as if there's bushes and hidden stuff to bump into. Not a good place to be going. I'm liking this course. This course is spectacular. driving around here. But in a buggy like this one, relatively... Oh, God. Took my hand off the controller for a second because a fly was buzzing around to swat it away. Then we had a corner. That's made things a little bit more interesting with this run towards the finish. I think I managed to kind of scare EKAB going for a manoeuvre. But coming across the track. Don't try and swat at flies while racing a buggy. It's not a good idea. Well, things could have gone considerably worse. This does have a really weird rear view mirror going on, but it's kind of the rear view mirror is kind of acting as the wing mirrors slightly, which gives us a lovely blind spot for anything behind us. Like, we now can't see any of the field behind us. Just notice that. Okay, that's a little bit peculiar. Either way, we would take victory. Well, 3 of the top 4 of the Team All-Stars. In fact, there was no aerial nomad, of course, a much higher PI, but a decent spread of vehicles in that top 4. Little bit of a simple track, that one. For these, relatively straightforward, almost flat out the entire way. But there we go. We are going to, I think... No, okay, we didn't level up. I can't remember what XP I had going into this. Hopefully we can get some interesting cars from a wheel spin. That would always be a nice thing to get from these. I haven't had the greatest of luck whenever filming. Okay, now the next event should be just around the corner. In fact, it is right across there. We're going to be doing a circuit race. Figure of 8 desert circuit. Let's pull up on the brakes here. I don't think I've actually driven this circuit before. Shall we go for the aerial nomad up next? I have driven the aerial nomad a little bit. A very, very quick buggy, this one. Of course, yeah, this is up in A-class, mid-A-class vehicle, in fact. The rest of the field will be modified to match my aerial, so we're going to see a couple of other aerials, I suspect, in this, and the golf buggies will be incredibly fast off the start line. So yeah, look out for them. We have got the lovely wet weather conditions for this one. Hopefully we can continue. That previous race was on the relatively straightforward side. Hopefully we can have a little bit more in the way of competition. Oh, I spotted a FailRace Motorsport driver has turned up in this championship. Members of your club, you see their club name will come up in blue, which is quite... Ooh, that's a horrible bump going on there, which is, yeah, quite cool. So there was a FailRace Motorsport driver around. Have we gone past him? Nope, he's still somewhere up front. That's good. You can keep doing that. We've got a mega run down here. Yes, I shall overtake all of you. Brake before we bump into something. Okay, a little bit of a bump. Oh, FailRace Motorsport were battling for the lead. Now Helios has gone back to the front. There's going to be a wall out there. We're going to sneak up the inside. We're in a buggy. We don't have to be sticking to the tarmac. Is this an all-tarmac course? Quite surprising to find an all-tarmac course out in the outback. I don't quite know how fast I can go. Okay, that's probably flat out around there. Just about. I'm glad there wasn't somebody on the outside, otherwise they would have ended up in the wall. Somehow I've got a huge amount of skill points from all of that. Not quite sure how that worked, but never mind. Okay, can't quite take that much speed through there, and we're going to lose the lead. Okay, FailRace Motorsport in third. Hold them. Well, okay, you kind of held them back. Slap Train's up into the podium position, but Golf Buggy, hold the rest of them back, okay? That would be helpful. I'm back in the lead. Fantastic. Woo, not fantastic. That bridge is bumpy. Why is that bridge so bumpy down there? I don't think the driver tars had any problems, and they're in the same vehicle as me. Well, they have got an aerial on the top. Maybe it's remote control. It does look very much like a remote control car. The Nomad with that aerial on it. Okay, that can't take that much speed into this corner. I think we're the only vehicle here that will have windscreen wipers. Probably the only vehicle here with a windscreen, to be honest, with these buggies. I will take that position back from you. Thank you very much. Now we're going to run around on the dirt. It's quite an interesting track. One thing I have found with Horizon 3, there are not very much in the way of technical circuits. Almost all the racetracks that I've driven around have been very, very high speed. The one rally course I did the parts investigation on, that's just pretty much hairpins the entire way. But aside from that, none of the courses have ever really been massively technical. Horizon games have tended to prefer having a lot more open roads, or flowing roads. I guess, okay, that's a little too much speed into that corner. I've got to push it and see what I can get away with. We've got plenty of space back to the other vehicles. Yeah, the Horizon series has tended to prefer having big, sort of fast, flowing, open roads so that you can make the most of, you know, your supercars, your hypercars, and so on. I get that, but I would like a little bit more in terms of some technical roads. Just, yeah, for a little bit more, I guess, in the way of variety, perhaps, when it comes to these race circuits, because even the ones in Surfer's Paradise are still very, very quick circuits, or relatively speaking, quick circuits. So, yeah, this is another. It's an interesting enough track. We're chucking the aerial in with a little bit too much speed through there. An interesting enough track, but again, not massively technical. And these, well, there is a big train of cars going on over there somewhere. Somebody may have had a problem at some point, but yeah, this bridge is really nasty coming off of the bridge, like there. Whoa, okay, that's even nastier than previous times. I'm not quite sure why it's so bumpy. I was trying to look at the road to see if there was any visible reason as to why it was so bumpy there. Can't see any. It just launches the aerial Nomad around and gets slowed down. Well, I didn't realise this was an all tarmac course. I will be honest there. Wow, that is a massive train. Oh, maybe the FailRace Motorsport driver was listening to me earlier. Maybe that is the train behind his golf buggy, and he was really holding them all up. Well, that works out for me in terms of the championship. In terms of spectacle for the racing, perhaps not quite so much, but there we go. Oh, no, that's too much speed as well. Okay, I can't quite. It lulls you into a false sense of security sometimes. The aerial, you think you can get away with that little bit more than you actually can, and then we go quite sideways. We didn't end up in the wall too many times. I will take that as a victory. Well, we had an All-Stars top four. FailRace, yeah, I think the FailRace Motorsport driver may well have been the one creating the chain. Well done. A driver-tar listening to me. What on earth is going on with that? Okay, well, we are leading the championship quite comfortably. Again, Team All-Stars doing well, although Aero's down in 8th. Could do with a bit better race next time out. I think, do we drive the golf buggy or do we go for the other proper racing buggy for the next one? That I don't know. Much XP. Can we get something interesting from the wheel spin? No, not particularly. 40,000 credits is okay. To be fair, if the most exciting car on the wheel spin is the M4, it's perhaps not going to be the most exciting wheel spin that I have seen yet. I like the Horizon Edition cars. I think they're quite a neat little addition to the wheel spins. I think I managed to get a couple. I've got a Focus and the GTR. They are quite a neat thing to have to unlock. Just something a little bit different. It doesn't withhold cars from everybody. You can still go and buy a GTR, but it's quite nice having a special vehicle that you either have to pay an astronomical amount of money to buy, as a prize on the wheel spin. It makes you want to, keep getting XP, keep leveling up, and try to get interesting cars from it. Certainly the wheel spins have got a little bit stingier with money. You don't quite have the million credit wheel spins that you got from Forza Motorsport 6. Do we want to go with... I don't know which one. Okay, well, that picked it. We'll go with the collar then. We'll see if this actually feels any different to the Illumicraft, seeing as, I'm assuming the same. I don't know very much about off-road buggies, I'll be honest. They look cool, and they look like a huge amount of fun to drive whenever I see them racing, but I don't actually know very much about them. See if there's any massive noticeable difference. Certainly the one that I have here looks a little bit lower than the Illumicraft. It looks slightly lower and wider. I suspect it's just the sort of suspension setup they have going on in this one. But I mean, still plenty of ground clearance. Still not going to have any problem surviving the bumps and the jumps of these courses. Off go the golf buggies towards the front of the field, although one is still One is still behind me. I think Team All-Stars might have had some quite nice... Yeah, Team All-Stars must have had some nice grid spots, but I haven't seen any of them so far in this race. Let's try and make the most of the buggy speed, although we're already in 6th gear, very near the limiter at 100 miles an hour. Yeah, I can see the other one got higher speed stat. I think there's about 120-ish. Get out of the way, Golf Buggy. I will put you round. Well, possibly put you round. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Oh, don't go in the fence. You can drive through them. It's not a problem. It's just it costs you time. It costs you momentum. If you go through them, we're going to kind of scrape our way alongside the... the buggy there. Not my cleanest of overtakes, I will be honest. One thing I have noticed with these, the wheels do not get caught on one another. We've seen with the likes of the Bone Shaker getting, well, marshalled wide through there. I did not want to take that wider a line. The Bone Shaker on Forza 6 with its incredibly wide sort of rear tyre, rear wheels in general. That's wheels could get caught on vehicles as they went past, and that's kind of one of the fears when you have, well, open-wheeled vehicles, very exposed wheels in the case of these buggies. But these don't. They can kind of brush alongside each other and you can get away with it. Realism-wise, yeah, okay, not quite how they would react. But Horizon has always been a more arcadey series, and it does mean that you can get away with a little bit more contact with these, and yeah, you can kind of not immediately get screwed over if a driver tar bumps into you, which is kind of nice. In fact, Team All-Stars is doing very, very well, and I am the weak link at the moment. We've got some work to be doing here. In fact, we've not got very much time to do some work. I'm not sure this was the greatest choice. Look at all of you coward driver tars. I'm taking the big jump. Hopefully it'll get me ahead of the Golf Buggy. No, it did not really work how I had hoped that jump would. I was envisioning massive overtakes and a big shortcut. Didn't quite work out. No, I cannot be the weak link in Team All-Stars. Oh, I can be the weak link because I didn't quite know where the course was going. Well, at least I'm not in 6th place anymore. Come on, we've got to get past Aero. We've slid our way past. Might have overshot the corner a little bit. No, the Golf Buggy is running away again. Come back. Uh-oh, there's a thing alongside me that I don't want to... Well, okay, I don't want to crash into it, but it wants to crash into me, I guess. Ooh. That was a close finish. That was a close finish indeed. Wow. Look at that. From 5th place down to 9th, we were all within 3/4 tenths of a second. That's a mighty close finish from that lot. Yeah, Team All-Stars 1 to 5. Unfortunately, I was down in 5th and FailRace Motorsport down in 9th. Yeah, FRM not doing quite so good on this one. It should still have me... Oh, I'm not in the lead of the championship. Oh no, a poor round from me has dropped me to 2nd. We need 2 points. 2 points to get ahead of Helios in this final race. And it's going to be my turn in the Golf Buggies. The kind of fortunate thing with these is that everyone's going to be driving exactly the same vehicle in this final race. Ooh, another wheel spin. Come on, I'm recording. Give me an interesting car. Give me... Well, again, 80,000 credits isn't too bad. Would have preferred the Ferrari, but there we go. We got some more fans. Oh, we unlocked another festival expansion. I think I've only got now one. After this one, I think I'll only have one more to go. I think Surfer's Paradise is level 3, so this will put it up to 4, and then 25 million fans will be the final expansion. I've played a lot of Horizon 3. Can you tell? Yeah, I don't care. I'm just going to put a sat-nav over there, and then we're going to change it immediately because I'm not actually doing that. We're going over here for our final of the races. Yeah, we will get a chance in the standard Golf Buggy. I think this is the longest distance I had to drive between any of these events. It's quite nice being able to pick and choose and create your own championships, your own routes and so on. I really like the blueprint feature. I think it's a really, really good addition. The only way it could be made better is if you could design your own routes. I would love to be able to design my own rally stages, my own, rally cross courses and circuits, etc. That would be fantastic. I really hope we do see that at some point. Yeah, the blueprint feature is pretty good at the moment. So the final vehicle, got distracted, the Polaris, 110 horsepower, not very much torque, but doesn't weigh very much, only 1,500 pounds, and it is all-wheel drive, so the acceleration, as you saw, pretty damn impressive. Now, I did say the driver tars you're racing against will pick vehicles to as closer a class as they can get to the one that you're driving. Seeing as these are the only C-class things, we're all going to be driving the same vehicle. I went for the Rockstar Edition. I'm not sure there's any difference to it aside from a paint job. It was there as an option, so and didn't cost any more than the normal one, so that's yeah, basically why I went for it. Now, single make races are normally fantastic fun in this. Okay, we don't have any gears. We have a single gear in this. I swear I drove this in a showcase event and it had gears. Maybe that was a modified version of it. Don't know. Where is Helios? I need to beat him. He should be around here somewhere. Okay, we also don't have the grip of the Buggies or the Nomad. That's something to take into consideration. There he is. Okay, he's at the back. That's fine. You can stay there. As much as I like Team All-Stars to do well, I would quite like to win the championship. Why are you all so slow out of there? I'm just going to come flying past the lot of you. Oh, God. No, we can't. We've got nowhere near the grip that I was expecting from these. You can't quite chuck this into these corners as much as I was expecting. We're going to go around the outside of Aero, slightly on the sand. It's fine. They're off-roading vehicles. We can get away with that. And somehow I'm going quicker than this lot in a straight line. Not quite sure. We're up to 90, the giddy heights of 90 miles an hour in the Golf Buggy. Oh, and then we're going to have a little... Oh, crap, we're going to have a little bit more of a bumping match. Didn't quite mean to go for that one. It's kind of... A very initial turn-in with these is quite good. Oh, you got mega speed through there. I'm on the outside. Are we going to find much speed out there? Yes, we are. Goodbye. I should probably not gloat too much. Probably look where I'm going as we're going by. The driver tars are not a fan of going flat out through there, are they? I don't think. Slaptrain's up into second place. I mean, this is all good news for me in terms of the championship. The rest of the All-Stars can fight over the remaining podium positions, and I can run away at the front. That works for me in terms of scoring points. Yeah, these are interesting things. I wasn't quite expecting them to be a single gear affair. I'm guessing maybe they have a motorbike engine to begin with. That would possibly, although they're very peculiar. They seem to be limited to 8,500 RPM, but I sit at 8,500 RPM. And it's still gaining plenty of speed, which seems peculiar. Normally if you have a car and you've got it stuck on the rev limiter, it's not going to be gaining speed. So, yeah, that is the peculiar thing that we have. Strange cars, these. Again, I think these would perhaps benefit from a little bit more of a technical circuit. I think they could probably play with very, very good fun, in fact, on a really narrow, really, really technical route. Unfortunately, there is a slight lack of them around here. I mean, it's okay to drive, don't get me wrong, but it's pretty much flat out through most of the corners, or only a very little brake really needed, and the driver tars are not doing so well. You can do, oh Christ, I'm so far ahead it doesn't matter though. That's the thing. You can. I was just looking at the nice train of headlights going on behind us. Yeah, not a good idea again to be doing that. You kind of got to amuse yourself sometimes when you're this far ahead. I quite like this course. I think this is an interesting circuit. I think I've driven it with something else. I can't remember what. Can't remember if it was in the video even or not. An interesting enough course this, but yeah, could do with a little bit more competent driver tires. I have found this. Some races the driver tires are absurdly easy with, and then other ones you have a lot better action, a lot closer racing, and so on. They seem a lot more competitive, despite having the difficulty set exactly the same. It's just, yeah, one of those things, I guess. Well, we are going to have a relatively straightforward run to the finish here. Yeah, despite completely cocking up and bumping the wall, we're, well, long gone ahead of that lot. We shall finish with a spin, and that will give me... Oh, the Horizon Edition has 4 more PI than the other kind of normal ones in this. Oh, Helios was last. Well, that makes things easy for me in terms of the championship here. Yeah, okay, the Horizon Edition slightly Slightly upgraded, but apparently no faster. Well, there we go. Team All-Stars get a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in all that. Helios, having led the championship coming into this final round, fell to third. Yeah, Slaptrade did the best of the rest. I will take victory in that. The buggies are cool though. The buggies are good fun. Polaris is a little strange, having only a single gear. I think it could really do with a lot more technical an area to really excel, to really be the most fun. I have no doubt upgrading it, you could get a crazy vehicle to be racing with. The Aerial Nomad is incredibly fast and very good for just about every sort of terrain. The other two buggies, the Illumicraft and the Collar, are pretty nice and easy to drive actually. They're really good fun to throw about through the off-road, as you would imagine from a racing buggy. They don't have a huge amount of top speed. They are geared very short. However, yeah, they are a lot of fun. They are huge amounts of fun to throw about off-roading. It's a nice addition to have these. I like, while this is a little bit of an oddity, I still like having it in Horizon 3. We're going to drive our way down a river because why not? Yeah, I like having these little bit more obscure vehicles to prat around with. Basically, we are almost, no, not quite breaking the speed limit inside a river. Come on! Oh, are we not going to be able to do more? Yaris is going for a swim. We're not going to be able to do more than 60 now that we're inside a river. Disappointing. I was hoping to break the speed limit in a river with this. Yeah, we do seem to be struggling a little bit out here. Yeah, I highly recommend messing around with the buggies. They are fantastic fun. You can take them with the Illumicraft, 120 miles an hour, just about wherever you want. They'll soak up all of the bumps, and then you can really throw them around the corners. Have a lot of fun. However, that is going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye. I don't really have enough power for celebratory donuts, so this is going to have to do.